would really like to put spotlight on commodities. Everybody who's invested in gold, silver, copper, or platinum for that matter in the past couple of years would have been very happy this year and satisfied because of the kind of return that these commodities or precious metals have given. Now, to break down as to how 2025 has shaped up for these precious metals and what the outlook looks like for 2026, we're joined by Shreyanshi Singh to break that down exactly for us.
Well, it's been a story of a sparkle when it comes to gold and silver, and let's take a closer look. When you talk about gold and silver prices, let's assume that your New Year's resolution at the start of 2025 was to invest 50,000 rupees and invest it right. Let's take a look at some of your returns and what they would be looking at like this week. Now, silver, of course, would be shining the brightest in this entire pack, leaving the others behind by a mile. Let's also take a look at gold, because that rally, in fact, has given you glittering gains if you had invested that 50,000 rupees. And we'll come to the calculation in just a bit. But had you done that in Nifty also, you'd be looking at modest returns, steady sort of performance coming in, but also paling when you compare it with the precious metals. Let's also talk about that calculation that I mentioned. So let's assume you've invested 50,000 rupees, you'd be looking at a gain of about 5,500 rupees when it comes to the Nifty. For gold, that return would be looking like 36,000 rupees in your pocket. And when it comes to silver, you've nearly more than, in fact, doubled your money. So that's the kind of gain that you're looking at here. You can very clearly see what that gain would be looking like for you. Let's also quickly take a look at what the brokerages also have to say from here on. When it comes to silver, of course, they're expecting a little bit of a correction when it comes to silver prices after the stellar run that we've seen. When it comes to gold prices, they're expecting prices to still strengthen from here on, and you're looking at a 70% plus gain on a year-to-date basis. On top of that, they're expecting it to strengthen just a tad bit, and a steady performance for the Nifty is what brokerages, in fact, are penciling in. And that's BofA, JP Morgan, as well as Goldman Sachs that I'm talking about. But let's also quickly take a look at some of the tailwinds when it comes to gold and silver. Firstly, for silver, of course, there's the rate cut hopes that you have from January. Lower interest rates, of course, increase the opportunity cost when it comes to the white metal as well as bullion, but we'll come to that in a bit. Supply concerns, it's been the 5th year of supply deficits when it comes to silver. And you've seen that reflected in the price very clearly. It's been a very important trigger other than robust demand as well coming in for this metal that has a dual application as well. And let's also talk about that a bit. You do have tariff silver lining as well coming in for silver, because you do have this particular metal being added to the Geological Survey's critical list of minerals. Other than that, like I mentioned, of course, gold has seen a glittering run, and geopolitics has been top of that list. It's a safe haven asset, and you've seen that reflected in the price with that 72% uptick coming in on a year-to-date basis. Rate cuts, like I mentioned, it's the same logic here. It's increasing the opportunity cost even for gold, and you've seen that reflected. Other than that, there's also robust ETF inflows that you're looking at. And another interesting trend that you've in fact seen when it comes to bullion is the de-dollarization trend that has also benefited, added to the tailwinds when it comes to gold as well. So largely, those are the kind of factors that you're seeing coming in for gold as well as silver. But had you invested 50,000 rupees, you'd be looking at stellar returns, at least when it comes to silver and gold.